Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. This is video 3 in our Winter Fairies series, and this is a Victoria Designs kit, and it's available now as of November of 2022. If you're seeing this in the future, you'll have to go check it, their Etsy shop, and see if it's still available. I've had some kits that I've made books with, and then people ask me about it because they can't find it at the shop, and I believe they retire some of their kits. I didn't think they did, but at first, but now I've gone and looked and I can't find the ones people have inquired about, so I apologize for that. But I hope you enjoy the tutorials anyway. You can use any papers you like. So, so far, we've got I went between the last video and this video, on a side note, I went through and did the coffee dyed papers, and I added all the tags that we needed and any ephemera. I'm trying to keep this minimal because with the ephemera, because there's so much going on with the papers that I don't want to, here's, you know, a piece of ephemera, actually two, that I put on. But in most cases, I haven't really added any little things. I may go back and do some words. I've got all the words, and I never really used them here, but I'm thinking maybe I could put one down here. But anyway, this is one of the coffee dyed papers that I did. This is another. This is a little collage with a card. And then this page we did. I don't know if the card was in there with the tab. And then there's a writing card in this side. Oh no, that's the paper. A writing card can be put in on this side. And in fact, now that I think about it, I'm going to print. I've got two, but I'm already have them set aside for something. But if you spray some of the typing paper like this, and then run it through your printer and print out one of the pages, it comes out like stationery with sparklies on it. It's very cool. You can also wait and spray it after if you're worried about any of the, I don't have any of my hands, and I've been handling this, but if you're worried about that. So this is our center spread. I've got some silver eyelets on order to go with our silver fairy and winter themes. I've got keys. I've got a little butterfly that kind of looks like a fairy almost. And I've got a little crown and a diamond. So we'll put those on as needed. And I made some tabs. And I sprayed them with the sparkly, and I'm not inking them because I'm decided to not ink these papers. Okay, so this is page 6. We went over that. I added this, and now we're going to be doing page 7 and page 8. And I set up the second signature so that it's ready to go. Okay. So that's that. Now, this is page 4. This is page 7. Oh, come here. Kind of staticky because of the acetate. And this is what we're going to do. It's going to be simple. The cutting may be a little difficult with the acetate, but that's the way acetate is. This is the paper we're going to use. Right here. And I've got 2 cards and 2 pieces. This is what the stationery looks like once you print it out. And it's white on the back. But it's very sparkly. I sprayed it twice. And the front's sparkly too because I sprayed the front. So these are 2 pieces of stationery. I got this by printing this 2 to a page, and I believe it was 5 by 7, and then this is a little bit smaller images anyway because of it being the European kits, and so it came out even smaller than that, which is good. You can print these out full size too, but then you run into the same problem that we had with the regular full-sized ones, which is how are you going to cut that and use it. So that's a way to be able to use it without worrying about having to cut it up. Okay, and I believe I did the same thing here to make these cards that are sprayed. I've been leaving the ones that I haven't printed on white without worrying about them being white, because white is our contrast color in this project. Anyway, I did those even smaller, 2 to a page. So I believe these start at 4 by 6 and these started at 5 by 7, I believe. Okay, so here's our paper. Here's my paper clip, my floating paper clip. And here's the sheet of acetate, a full sheet. And what we're going to do, or what I'm going to attempt to do, is to make crisscrossing acetate pockets, and then we'll see how that works with putting, I think we're going to be able to put the cards in. I'm not sure about the stationery. Stationery's pretty close to the width of the paper, so we'll have to see. So let's cut the acetate. Get the marker out. And we're going to cut it the width of the page, and I'm going to do it this way so I can get both out of one paper. So we're going to cut it the width of the paper. It's so hard to see. Okay. The width of the paper. Oh, come on. Okay. And let's go ahead and do, I wanted to do, let me see, I wrote it down. Oh, no, I don't, there's no set inches. So we're just going to cut it out the same size as the paper. Now, if we cut this across, then our other piece will have the right height, and we'll only have to measure the width. If you cut the width first, you still don't have any kind of measurement that's already done for you. Okay, I'm going to stand up and go over here to the giant paper trimmer. I'm getting used to it a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen when my other blades come in. It's a little difficult to see with this acetate. There's the little skinny piece. Now let's cut the width. I'm making a lot of static over here. Okay, so now now I'm just going to cut this diagonally, and it should give us our 2 crossing pockets. We'll see. We'll see how that works. It's going to be very difficult to see the diagonal. To cut the diagonal, you just lay the paper on your paper trimmer with these 2 corners lined up with the blade, like that, and then you cut it that way. a little more interesting with acetate. Okay, so I've got this piece. And then if I flip this one over, I should have this piece. So all we have left to do is glue them on. Let me put my paper clip back on here so I don't lose this acetate. Whoops. Banged right into the table. Okay, so, oh, this one's got the red marker on it. But I have to trim just a smidge. Darn it. Well, that's all right. It just offsets the pockets a little bit. And we'll have to make sure that this one that's a little bit smaller is the one on the front. So let's do this one. Okay, and we want to do this side and this side. We want to do the two straight sides. This is going to be interesting. We've got stuff on it already. It's all staticky. Okay. ALEXA just let me know I have a shipment arriving today. Today's the day after Thanksgiving, and I went to put my Christmas tree up. And the screws that you screw on the stand to make sure your tree is standing up straight and it's in there tight, wouldn't turn all the way for me to get the tree straight and get it in there tight without it wobbling. And so what I needed was a pair of pliers. And I have pliers, I promise you. They are somewhere. I have no idea where. They're just somewhere. Okay, let's move that over just a little bit. Okay, there's that one. Where'd the other one go? There it is. We're going to do the same with this one. Only going to try to glue it a little bit straighter. Anyway, so I'm looking all over the apartment, and I only keep my tools in like 3 different places. I keep my quick, what I call my quick screwdrivers, the ones you use all the time, you know, your basic straight edge or flat head screwdriver, and your Phillips head, both of them in a couple of sizes. Now how did I manage that? Oh, I glued the wrong side of the acetate. Now what am I going to do? I have to wait for the glue to dry. No, I can't do that. Darn. Should have thought about what I was doing. See, what I did was I glued it on the top here. Yeah. And then when I went to lay it down, I should have laid it like this and then flipped it over and then glued it this way. So, yeah, that's probably not going to work. Yeah, it's already drying. Okay. This piece is a goner. Now I have to get that other piece back. Cut it to the width and then cut it diagonally. It's a little bit big. It is the right height. This time I'm going to pay more attention. My dentist would have been very upset with me just then. Just stick the pen in your mouth and jam it in there until you get the cap to come off. Okay, and then we're going to cut it diagonally. And if I'm off a little bit, then I'll just trim it off the edge. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this side, and I want to glue it on this side. We'll try that again. And flip it back this way. That gives us our crisscrossing pockets. Okay. All right, so that's all there is to that. Pretty sure the stationery isn't going to fit. Yeah, it's not going to fit. So we'll save that for the second signature. And we'll use these cards. Put one in the back. There we go. One in the back. And then one in the front. Then when you take one out, you see the other one. I don't like that at all. I'm going to have to print some more. I didn't realize. I mean, it's fine. It's an image with the fairies and stuff on it, but kind of wanted two of these. That's okay. And you put this on here like that. You take the top one out, you see, or the front one, and you see the back one. You take the back one out, and you see the whole page. Okay? So that's that. Now, this page has a lot of paper to it. And I'll have to be doing some inking, and there's probably a little bit I'm going to do off camera, but maybe not. Okay, we've got a stencil, which I thought was kind of snowflakey. What we got going on here? There we go. The pieces wasn't out all the way. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to put that up there. Then this is the paper we're going to use. And this whole section is going on the back of the signature, and it's all about writing space. So, this is the top flap. We're going to make a top flap, a bottom flap, and a side flap. So we need to measure this. Remember, we need that 1/2 inch. And we're going to measure it down to just above the length of the paper. So we're going to make it right here. And then I'll come back and we'll do the height or the width. Oh, look. It's an extra piece of acetate laying there. We want it the width of the... Do we want it the full width? No, I don't think we do. Yes, we do. That's the way to be decisive. Okay. It appears that the bottom of this isn't as wide as the top. So, it looks like I've cut it a little crooked right there. So I'm going to have to put you on hold and print out another page. I went back and printed it and cut it again. And now I just guesstimated at where I want to score it. So I'm going to flip it over so I can see better. And then I'm going to line this up. Then I'm going to make a mark right here. And that's going to be where I want to score it at. And that'll make this our front flap. And we'll miter these corners. Now, this one's white on the back, Neither one of those are. I was going to say, if I printed a copy of each one of these out with white on the back, then I wouldn't have to back them with white paper. So I'm going to put you on pause one more second, and I'm going to do that because it's much easier. Well, that took forever to print. I'm doing something else. I got brads out from a different project and everything else. Plastic from cutting open. Okay, so we've got this, and we know this is the right size. So that means we know that this is the right size for the bottom flap as well. So that's going to be this one. Now we want to do this one with the picture at the, let's see, the flap is going to come up this way. Yep, so we're going to have the flap at the bottom. You know, let's switch them around then. Let's make this one the bottom one. The length doesn't matter as much. We can just flap over. But it's better to have it right, especially with the time I've been having with that trimmer. Okay. The reason I switched is the other one's going to come in from the right, and then we can have that picture in the bottom corner. I don't know why, but I keep cutting this too wide at the bottom. It's very odd. Okay. Let's see how I did. So we're going to want to score it at 1/2 inch. Now, this is right side up, so we're going to score it at this end. At 1/2. We're going to miter these corners. Then we need to cut the one from the side that comes in from the side. Let's double check this. That's perfect. It's just a little short, and that makes it perfect for what we need. And this one's going to come this way. Okay. Then we're going to put a tab over here on this one so people know to lift it up. I guess putting the tab over here, people will try to open it. I don't want to put the tab on the bottom though, because I don't want the charm and the tab hanging off the bottom. Alright, so we got that and that. So now we need to make a piece this size plus a half on the side. So we want it to be this wide. So we want it to be wider on this side. And we want it to be this tall. We want it to be the same height. Okay? So now let's check this. Okay, and that's the same. Now we might want to make it a smidge short because of the flap. Flap coming down, flap coming up. This is going to be on the bottom. Let's score it at 1/2. I'm going to score it at 1/2 along the right-hand side. Now I'm going to stencil on the backs of these on the white sides, but I'm not going to do that on camera. And the main reason is because I have to ink them. Sorry about that. You know, I think I'm going to put you on hold and I will ink and stencil these. How about that? And then when I come back, all we'll have to do is attach them to the page. Okay? Okay. We can't forget our magnet. So the speckled egg looks nice and dark against the white paper. Now, I didn't do this off center because I didn't know where the center was. This one is the bottom one. This one is the bottom one, and I put it not quite at the bottom in the center. This is the side one. So I put it on the side, not quite, you know, in the center. I wish I had moved it over a little bit more so it looked more intentional. But, you know, I'll live. This one I haven't done yet because we have to put a magnet on it. Since we're not backing it with white paper and we're just using the white paper, then we need something to cover the magnet. And we're going to have to make sure that it's right side up when it flips up. So let's go ahead and get these glued on. Okay, here's the bottom. So let's glue. Which one do we want to glue first? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. I got out my stickles as well, but I don't know. If I used it in one spot, I'd probably have to go back. You guys know me. And do some everywhere. Okay, so now we want to make sure to get this correct. This almost seems a skosh wide. Just going to cause trouble on this side. Now it looks like it'll be all right. Okay. Okay. Now all we have to do is the top one. Think of all the writing space we're going to have. All these birds are so pretty. And we're going to put this one on over the top. Oh, I can't forget our ribbon. Okay. I'm tempted to spray this one just because there's so much. Okay, so now we're going to put our magnet on. I should have ordered my magnets ahead of time because I now need them sooner than later, and it takes a while to get them from AliExpress, and they're, I don't know, $5 or $6 cheaper there. As far as I'm concerned, magnets is magnets. Oh, I don't want to use that big of a piece of tape. I don't want it to stick out very far. I want to make sure that circle's going to cover. Yeah. Okay, so now we want to make sure that this is going to cover. Yeah, we're going to have to hold it down. That's for sure. And then, except for any, if you want to add a pocket, you know, to any of this, I am tempted to add a pocket to the front, to tell you the truth. Maybe a hidden pocket, because I love those little birds. You know, something. Something, I just want to add something. Let's make sure she's straight before we sit there and squish her down. I've got my glue eraser. Good grief. Okay. Now we have to do, let's glue the ribbon on the back. Oh, and the magnet. This almost looks like it needs a belly band this way with a card, maybe with the same paper. Don't know. Okay, and we're going to put our ribbon on. Going to make it longer than I did the other time. Plus, this one's flatter than the other one. I'm a little frustrated. I've been trying to put up my Christmas tree for 2 days, 3 days, and I've been having so much trouble with the tree stand. I ended up buying 2, only to open the box with the Christmas tree, and I'm sure you can guess what I'm about to say. It had a stand in there, and the stand worked in about 5 minutes. I got it up. One of them wasn't right. The other one, the screw stripped, the turn thing to level your tree out, that's stripped. Then I can only do things in spurts. Can't really go whole hog and spend hours and hours, you know, doing a tree. So, yeah. So I'm sorry, I've been a little quiet. I know. I'm just really tired. And I really want to get my tree up. That's all I wanted to do on Thanksgiving was put up my tree. Now, you would have thought, huh, what an easy goal. What an easy thing to make someone happy. Just put up their Christmas tree. But no. Okay, we want to get it lined up. Anyway, I got a 6-foot tree. I have a small apartment. I might have overdone it, but I had a 5-foot tree, and it was 4 something with that great big long stem on the top that made it 5. So that really wasn't fair. Oh no, that seems quite crooked. There we go. Now I have enough ribbon to tie a bow that I can get behind. Then by the time we put cards and, well, we're not going to put cards in here actually. So I will have to tie this better. Probably trim the ribbons. They do seem quite long. I'll leave it like that for now. Be my luck, I'll go trimming it, and the next thing you know, it'll be too short. I'd rather have it a little long than have it a little short. Okay, so let's take a look. We got our crisscross crisscross acetate pockets done. We got our triple flip out writing space done, except for the one stencil, but I'm not sure I'm going to stencil on the one that flips up because it's got the little circle, a little medallion. But I might make a writing card, believe it or not, and lay it down in the center. Just to have something in there, even though it is meant to just be writing space. Yeah, maybe a bookmark or something in there. Something. Just seems like it's so empty. So very empty. Okay. All right, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.